Hi, friends. We are going to continue reading our spooky book, Goosebumps, Phantom of the Auditorium. So, warning, 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 warning. This is a spooky book. If you do not like spooky, don't follow along. We will read a not spooky book next month. So, yesterday, we learned that our main character, her name is Brooke, and she and her best friend Zeke love scary things. And they auditioned for the school play, The Phantom, because they heard it's spooky. And lo and behold, they got the lead roles. Brooke is going to play Esmeralda, and Zeke is going to play the Phantom. And they went to their first rehearsal and found out there's a curse on the play. Ooh. All right, let's read on. Chapter 3. Tell us, tell us, tell us. We all continued to chant. Miss Walker raised both hands for us to be silent, but that's only made us stamp our feet in time to our chanting. Tell us, tell us. Okay, she shouted finally. Okay, I'll tell you the story. But remember, it's just a story. I don't want you to get too scared. You can't scare us, Zeke cried. Everyone laughed, but I was staring hard at Miss Walker. I could see that she really didn't want us to know this story. Miss Walker always said we could talk about anything we wanted to with her. I began to wonder why she didn't want to talk about the Phantom. The story starts 72 years ago, Miss Walker began. The year Woodsmill Middle School was first built. I guess Tina's great-grandfather was a student here that year. Yes, he was, Tina called out. He was in the first class that went to this school. He told me there were only 25 kids in the whole school. Miss Walker crossed her skinny arms over the front of her yellow sweater and continued her story. The students wanted to put on a play. A boy was hunting around in the basement of the old Woods Mill Library. He found a script there. It was called The Phantom. It was a very scary play about a girl who was kidnapped by a mysterious phantom. The boy showed it to his teacher. The teacher decided it would be fun to perform the play. It would be a grand production with the best scary special effects they could create. Zeke and I exchanged excited glances. The play had special effects. We love special effects. Rehearsals for The Phantom began, Ms. Walker continued. The boy who had discovered the play at the library won the lead role of the Phantom. Everybody turned to look at Zeke. He smiled proudly, as if he had something to do with it. They practiced the play after school every day, Miss Walker continued. Everyone was having a really good time. Everyone was working really hard to make it a good play. It was all going smoothly. Until... She hesitated. Tell us, I called out loudly. Tell us, tell us. A few kids started chanting again. I want you all to remember this is just a story, Miss Walker said again. There's no proof that it ever happened. We all nodded. Miss Walker cleared her throat, then continued. On the night of the play, the kids were all in costume. Parents and friends filled the auditorium. This auditorium. The kids were really excited and nervous. Their teacher called them together to give them a pep talk. The play was about to start. But to everyone's surprise, the boy playing the Phantom was nowhere to be found. Miss Walker began pacing back and forth on the stage as she continued the story. They called to him. They looked for him backstage, but they couldn't find the Phantom, the star of the show. They spread out. They searched everywhere, but they couldn't find him. The boy had vanished. They searched for an hour, Miss Walker continued. Everyone was so upset, so frightened, especially the boy's parents. Finally, the teacher stepped out onto stage to announce that the play could not go on, but before she could speak, a horrible scream rang out over the auditorium. Miss Walker stopped pacing. It was a frightening scream. People said it was like an animal howl. The teacher ran toward the sound. She called to the boy, but now there was only silence. A heavy silence. No more screams. Once again, the entire school was searched, but the boy was never found. Miss Walker swallowed hard. We were all silent. No one even breathed. He was never seen again, she repeated. I guess you could say that the phantom became a real phantom. He just disappeared, and the play was never performed. She stopped pacing and stared out at us. Her eyes moved from seat to seat. Weird, someone muttered behind me. Do you think it's true? I heard a boy whisper. And then beside me, Corey Schuyler let out a gasp. Oh no, he cried, pointing to the side door. There he is! There's the phantom! I turned, along with everyone else, and saw the hideous face of the phantom, grinning at us from the doorway. Do you really think it's the phantom? Let's find out. Chapter 4. Corey Schuyler screamed. A lot of kids screamed. I think even Tina screamed. The phantom's face was twisted in an ugly grin. His bright red hair stood straight up out of his head. One eyeball bulged out from its socket. Black stitches covered a deep scar that ran all the way down the side of his face. Boo! The phantom yelled, bursting into the aisle. More screams. I just laughed. I knew it was Zeke. I had seen him wear the dumb mask before. He kept it in his locker in case he needed it. Zeke, give us a break, I called. He pulled the mask off by the hair. His face was right underneath it. Zeke grinned at everyone. He knew he had just pulled off a really good joke. Kids were laughing now. Someone threw an empty milk container at Zeke. Another kid tried to trip Zeke as he headed back to his seat. Very funny, Zeke, Miss Walker said, rolling her eyes. I hope you won't have any more visits from the phantom. Zeke dropped back into the seat next to me. Why did you scare everyone like that? I whispered. Felt like it, Zeke grinned back at me. So, will we be the first kids to perform this play? Corey asked Miss Walker. Our teacher nodded. Yes, you will. After the boy disappeared 72 years ago, the school decided to destroy all the scripts and the scenery, but one copy of the script was kept, locked up in the school vault for all these years, and now we're going to perform the Phantom for the first time. Kids started talking excitedly. It took Miss Walker a while to quiet us down. Now listen, she said, putting her hands on her pencil-thin waist. This was just a story, an old-school legend. I'll bet even Tina's great-grandfather will tell you that it isn't true. I only told it to you all in a horror mood. To put you all in a horror mood. But what about the curse? I shouted up to her. Tina said there was a curse. Yes, Tina called out. My great-grandfather said the play is cursed. The Phantom won't let anyone perform it. Grandpa says the Phantom is still here in the school. The Phantom has been haunting the school for over 70 years, but no one has ever seen him. Excellent, Zeke declared, his eyes lighting up. Some kids laughed. Some kids looked kind of uncomfortable, kind of scared. I told you it's just a story, Miss Walker said. Now, let's get down to business, okay? Who wants to help me pass the scripts out? I've made a copy for each of you. I want you to take them home and begin studying your parts. Zeke and I practically fell over each other, running up to the stage to help Miss Walker. She handed us each a stack of scripts. We climbed back down and started to hand them out. When I came to Corey, he pulled his hand back. What if the curse is true? He called up to Miss Walker. Corey, please, she insisted. Enough talk about the Phantom and the curse, okay? We have a lot of work to do. And she didn't finish. Instead, she screamed. I turned back to the stage, where Miss Walker had been standing a second before. She was gone. She had vanished into thin air. Where did she go? What? No way, Jose. Where'd she go? Think about it. Bring it back tomorrow. Have a great day, friends.